There are now two new regulations and an order related to the Safety and Health at Work Act, or SHAW Act. They are the Safety and Health at Work Refusal of Dangerous Tasks Regulations 2023, Safety and Health at Work Forms Regulations 2023, and the Safety and Health at Work Accident Report Fees Order. Joining us now to give more insight into these is the Minister of Labour, Social Security and Third Sector, Colin Jordan. Minister Jordan, good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Anne-Marie. Good evening to listeners and viewers.
Well, I believe Anne-Marie's not in the chair tonight. It's Wendy, Colin.
Wendy, sorry.
Okay.
My apologies.
Yes, Minister Jordan. Let's just provide our viewers with some context for these new regulations and the order. One at a time.
The Safety and Health the Safety and Health at Work Act was enacted quite some time ago, but the provision to make regulations had not been used. And so we had the Act, but we did not have regulations. Around the middle of last year, we went to Parliament, we made some amendments. And the reason why we had to make amendments at the same time that we were making regulations was because the Act allowed for some regulations to be made, but not others. So last year, we made regulations relating to drinking water, general duties, noise, personal protective equipment, sanitary conveniences, workstations. An important one was fuel stations, and that covered persons who work in petrol stations and gave them the provision where they're entitled to medical checks, they're entitled to rain protection gear. But the legislation did not allow, and this might have been oversight at the time when it was drafted, it did not allow for the minister to make two, and then the fees order. It did not allow for making a regulation with respect to the right to refuse dangerous tasks. It also did not allow the minister to establish the forms that are to be used in support of the Safety and Health at Work Act. So last year we had to amend the Principal Act to allow for those to be made. And we have now made those regulations, the right to refuse dangerous tasks, the forms regulation, that is one that was in the Oil Factories Act that has been repealed, but did not find its way into the original Safety and Health at Work Act. There is now the forms regulation. So all the forms that businesses are to use, organizations generally are to use in keeping records, they have now been established and gazetted. The right to refuse dangerous tasks, that has been done. And there is also the fees order, and only one fee. There's a fee of $50 for persons who want to access the official report of the Labor Department. If they have to do an official investigation, a full investigation with full write-up and everything, there's a $50 fee that has been established, but that is the only fee in the fees order.
Okay. Now, when we talk about the refusal of dangerous work, has your department been seeing a lot of incidents where people are being forced to carry out these dangerous tasks?
Well, it is not a matter of seeing incidents. There has been a lot of misunderstanding over what this actually meant or what it means in the legislation. So that there is this right to refuse, but what is considered a dangerous task, for example. And so we had to make sure that in the regulation, we spoke to some specific definitions, like imminent danger, so something that can cause incapacitation or serious physical harm. There is a matter of serious health hazard, which may not be as strong as imminent danger. There's serious physical harm. And those have been defined in the regulation because beside the challenges that would have come to the Labor Department's attention, there's been a lot of on the ground scenarios where people are not sure what these things mean. And so workers and employers have been to and froing, between each other, trying to figure out if this falls into this category or not. So that uncertainty needed to be addressed as far as a regulation could address a matter like that. But there were referrals to the Labor Department. There are also, from my own experience operating in the space before my ministerial tenure, understanding that there was quite a lot of misunderstanding, quite a lot of uncertainty with respect to what a person could refuse to do. Now, the regulation does not list a number or any particular functions, but it does give some guidance in terms of something that could cause varying levels of harm to a person, particularly physically.
Okay, thank you so much. And I guess now both the employee and the employer have it a bit clearer with these amendments to the Shaw Act.